Listen to this. In 1980, the average human attention span was 20 minutes. By 1998, it dropped to 12 minutes. And today, it's 8.25 seconds, shorter than a goldfish. Now here's the scary part. The future won't belong to the smartest people. It'll belong to those who can focus on what matters when everybody around them is distracted. So if you ever felt like Obito before awakening his Sharingan, lost, scattered, and, kind of like a loser, this video is for you. Because today, we're going to break down the science of focus using anime psychology, real research, and simple methods that can turn your brain into a weapon sharper than Ayanokoji's brain. Stay till the end, because I'll show you one controversial trick that most productivity YouTubers never talk about. And it's the real reason why you can't stay consistent. We live in an attention economy. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, they're not competing to provide the best user experience. They're competing for your attention. They don't want you to finish that video, they just want you to stay on their platform for as long as possible. Every scroll rewires your brain to expect constant novelty. Think of it like Naruto's shadow clones. You think you're focusing on one thing, but your attention is split into dozens of fragments. Each clone is weaker than the original. So, stop multitasking one thing at a time. That's why studying feels impossible. You sit with your books open, but a part of your brain is still on Discord, another on YouTube, another on Netflix. Psychologists call this attentional residue. When you switch tasks, your mind doesn't fully leave the last task before starting the next one. A part of your brain is still thinking about your last task. The bad news is your brain is plastic. If you keep scrolling, keep watching, keep getting small bursts of dopamine, your brain will be rewired for that. And the good news is your brain is plastic. That same plasticity can be trained back for deep focus. There are 4 pillars of focus. Let's go over them one by one. First up is mindset. Focus isn't a talent. It's a skill that can be honed with practice. You need to shift from a fixed mindset, like saying I'm just bad at focusing, to a growth mindset. I can train focus like a muscle. Next, technique. Start by recording how long you can focus without being distracted, and start working on those set intervals while slowly increasing the time. Let's say you can focus for 20 minutes before you have an urge to check your phone. Just start from 20 minutes of focus and 5 minutes of break, then slowly increase it to 30, 45, 60, 90, 120, and so on. Just like how we use progressive overload to train our muscles in the gym, we should use progressive overload to train our minds too. Oh, and here's a bonus trick. There's a trick in writing. When you're writing, don't finish the sentence before taking a break. Stop midway through the idea or phrase so you can resume easily when you get back. It works most of the time. Make an easy-to-resume plan for yourself just like that. Third, environment. No matter how many excuses you make that geniuses have a cluttered room, they don't spend their time putting it together. But it's true, and research backs this up. You can't perform at the peak of your ability in a cluttered environment. So before starting to work, just set a 10-minute timer and clean up the mess quickly so you can focus better. And finally, the human factor. You can outperform anyone or anything except your own body. If your energy is low, you can't just magically focus. So sleep properly, at least 7 to 8 hours of good sleep. Eat clean, whole foods, and work out regularly. And yes, caffeine helps with focus, but no coffee after 3 p.m. Otherwise, you'll wreck your sleep and kill your tomorrow's focus. Now here are some science-backed tips to help you with focus. First, the 40 Hz tactic. Put on your headphones and play some 40 Hz binaural beats. It's been studied by researchers, and the conclusion was that people performed much better when they were listening to 40 Hz binaural beats. And here's an important part. This doesn't work without headphones because it sends 2 different sounds to each of your ears, and your brain perceives a third sound that's quite different. Second, work in blocks. Back when I used to work in bits, I had a scattered calendar. Like 30 minutes study, then 10 minutes fun, then 30 minutes this, then 20 minutes that, and then 30 minutes study again. It was a mess. But then I started color-coding my calendar. By the way, I use Notion Calendar. It's so aesthetic that I can't go back to using Google Calendar. I work in long blocks, like 4 hours to study, 2 hours to Netflix and chill, so each task gets my full focus and there's no attentional residue left. I put all self-study in red, all scheduled lectures in blue, all health-related stuff in green, including sleep, and all miscellaneous in gray. Here's what nobody tells you, because they want to keep running their business model and make money off you. It's not just about willpower or hacks. The biggest enemy of focus is dopamine hijacking. Ayanokoji's power isn't intelligence alone, it's emotional control. He doesn't let dopamine ruin his life. That's why one of the best focus hacks isn't to study harder. It's to consume less trash content. Read long books. Watch full-length anime episodes instead of shorts. Even watching long movies instead of just scrolling through those 60-second shorts all day can cure your attention span and help you focus better. Because at the end of the day, everyone has the same 24 hours. But the difference between the average student and the top 1% elite toppers is what they choose to focus on.